The Merchant of Venice. Major characters: Antonio, wealthy Venetian nobleman, sometimes interpreted as being in love with Bassanio. Bassanio, though he squandered his estate, is sincere in his love for Portia and his friendship with Antonio. Shylock, a multi-dimensional bad guy. Yes, he wants a literal pound of flesh, but he is also the victim of his circumstances, being Jewish in a Christian society that treats him poorly. Portia, beautiful, quick witted, and resourceful, the typical Shakespearean heroine. The story: Bassanio is a young Venetian noble running short on cash but wanting to woo a wealthy heiress, Portia. He asks his friend Antonio to loan him the money. Antonio is generous and very wealthy, but his funds are presently tied up at sea. So he promises to act as guarantor on a loan if Bassanio can find someone to loan him the money. A Jewish money lender named Shylock agrees to loan the money to Bassanio, but with the stipulation that if it's not repaid on time, Shylock will be owed a pound of Antonio's flesh. Shylock despises Antonio, who's anti Semitic and has bad mouthed Shylock around town for charging huge interest rates on his loans. Antonio agrees to the loan. Portia has many suitors, and her father's will stipulates that each of them must choose between three caskets: one of gold, one of silver, and one of lead. The one who chooses the correct casket, the one with her portrait inside, wins Portia's hand. Portia and Bassanio are already smitten with each other from a previous meeting, so she is happy to see him arrive to take the test. Bassanio picks the lead casket, the correct one. He and Portia are married. Meanwhile, Sherlock is infuriated to learn that his daughter, Jessica, has eloped with Lorenzo, who is Antonio's friend and a Christian. Word arrives that Antonio's ships have wrecked. His creditors are knocking, so Bassanio heads back to Venice with money from Portia to repay Shylock. Portia and her maid follow, disguised as men, Portia as a lawyer. The due date for Bassanio's loan from Shylock's has passed, and Shylock wants his pound of flesh from Antonio. He even refuses Bassanio's offer of three times the money that he is owed. Portia, disguised as a lawyer, intervenes and points out a couple of flaws in Shylock's claim, and the tables are turned. In the end, Shylock's life is spared, but he is forced to convert to Christianity and leave all of his property and wealth to Jessica and Lorenzo upon his death. The play ends with Portia informing Bassanio that she was actually the lawyer in disguise at the trial, with celebration of their good fortune and news that some of Antonio's ships have returned safely after all.